Welcome to LFN News, a production of LFN Media, bringing you the latest in celebrity news, with specific analysis to keep you in the know of what is going on around you. It became obvious that R. Kelly was not having a normal time under incarceration, during the just concluded Chicago trial, that saw him acquitted on more than half of the counts in his indictment, thanks to the incredible performance of his legal team led by defense attorney Jenifer Bonjean. Not that we expected him to. R. Kelly appeared to be limping at almost all his appearances in the Dirksen Federal Courthouse, downtown Chicago, where he was always brought in by federal guards to attend the court sessions from the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago, where he is currently being held since he was moved back in preparations for his now concluded Chicago trial, for which we await sentencing come February next year. R. Kelly was first held in the Chicago's Metropolitan Correctional Center after he was indicted on federal charges in Chicago and New York in 2019. It became quickly evident that R. Kelly has a persistent knee injury that is definitely giving him some serious mobility challenges. It remained a puzzle, however, as to how he might have sustained the injury, even with his lawyer Bonjean making a mention of it, but not really disclosing what the source of the injury actually was. This got R. Kelly's fans and supporters all over the globe rather worried about his health condition, especially given that R. Kelly has actually not had the best health since he was arrested on July 11, 2019 while walking his dog in Chicago and slapped with a 13-count indictment. Sources close to Kelly now reveal that the injury was sustained during one of his routine basketball training sessions in the Metropolitan Correctional Center. How reassuring. Well, R. Kelly's first love was indeed basketball, and it's no secret that he has a thing for the court. Even before incarceration, Kelly has regularly taken to the court to refresh himself with a good game of hoops, mainly with his peers. R. Kelly fans and supporters are relived with the news that his injury is nothing more than a mere court accident, especially since R. Kelly has not had a smooth stay in incarceration, leading to fans fearing the worst each time Kelly seems unwell. However, most fans are even more excited to hear that now, R. Kelly is free to play a sport while under incarceration, as at a point in time, he was only allowed out of his 8x10, two-person cell for a few hours a day to check his email, talk to his lawyers, make phone calls, shower and eat, with no access to the rooftop basketball court whatsoever. There had been speculations that maybe, just maybe, R. Kelly had yet again been attacked in his cell, but sources close to him have disregarded the claims, affirming that R. Kelly is safe and sound in as far as that is concerned. An incident in the same facility last year left R. Kelly fans around the globe lamenting all over the news and social media, over the level of irresponsibility portrayed by the prison staff, when a rogue inmate made way to Kelly's cell and hit him on his head repeatedly, leaving him with a chronic headache and an advanced stage of insomnia. The incident raised uproar amongst R. Kelly fans, with many demanding R. Kelly be allowed early release to ensure his full safety, although this all seemed to fall on deaf ears. At the time, Kelly narrated the ordeal to his examining doctor after the incident, saying, "I awoke from my sleep when an inmate started kicking me in the face." The doctor's report said Kelly sustained a rib fracture and bruises from the assault. The R&B king went on to tell the doctor that he experiences flashbacks, nightmares about the event, persistent feelings of fear, hypervigilance, exaggerated startle response, belief that no one could be trusted, and efforts to avoid reminders of the assault. After the attack, although his lawyers pushed much for his release citing the risk of another attack, Metropolitan Correctional Center instead put Kelly in solitary confinement, claiming that was the only way they could ensure his safety. How bogus. Following the attack in his cell, Nicole Becker, one of Kelly's lawyers at the time, told the Chicago Sun-Times in an interview that fear and terror had left R. Kelly petrified and paranoid. He can't sleep and is now afraid to leave the jail cell during the 2 hours he is permitted daily to venture out. His insomnia is serious, and he suffers from headaches from being beaten physically. He's even afraid to get his hair cut. Becker stressed. She went on to tell the newspaper that in her opinion, R. Kelly was not being treated fairly at all. What was most disturbing about the incident, however, was the theory that it could have been instigated by the prison authorities themselves. In a court filing following the attack, R. Kelly attorneys claimed a severance video showed no one at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago much as raised a finger, until the inmate who attacked him was well into beating him. Kelly's attorneys claimed the video showed the attacker roamed a great distance within the correctional center, before carrying out that act without any opposition. It was undisputed that, as a result, Mr. Kelly suffered significant physical and psychological injuries. It's now been more than 3 years since the I Believe I Can Fly hitmaker went from living a life of stardom, freedom and pursuit of a successful career, to spending more than 20 hours a day in a cramped prison cell, eating packs of ramen noodles heated up on a tray. Kelly has since spent time at 2 federal lockups, the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, in the midst of his New York trial, and now the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago for a second time since after his arrest. He was specifically unlucky that part of his detention took place in the midst of the raging pandemic, which specifically took an especially hard toll on prisoners. It's alleged that the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago is a very tough place to spend time because it's a small facility to begin with, and it doesn't even offer a lot in the nature of programming, leave alone inmates' activities. The thought that he is now allowed to access the rooftop basketball court and shoot a few hoops is truly good news indeed, even to his fans who can't hide their excitement. Jacob says, "It was indeed unfair to limit what R. Kelly could do in the Metropolitan Correctional Center. We all know that musicians don't just sing to entertain, but they also sing to feel solace, and now, with his freedom to sing to crowds and get electrified by the fans yelling and shouting, he is left with just a few things he is passionate about and can still access under incarceration, and one of them is undoubtedly basketball. Although he was injured and his knee now hurts, at least he now has something to do that he still loves and is fully passionate about, even while under incarceration. What's left now is for the appeals to take effect and have R. Kelly out so he can still give us some more great hits to feast our ears." Cassandra says, "It's such a relief learning that R. Kelly's limping is nothing serious and is not related to any form of abuse in the correctional center. It will most definitely heal and he will go back to enjoying his basketball even as he awaits his much anticipated release." That's all we had for you today. Please let us know in the comment section below how you feel, knowing R. Kelly's bad knee is not related to any form of abuse in the correctional center. We value your honest opinion. Thank you for watching LFN News, a production of LFN Media, giving you another view of issues at hand. To get notified whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now and hit the notification icon, and remember to give us your comment on the subject matter below.